Hey everybody, y'all see this hanging lock? I'm gonna use this crochet hook to fix it. So let me tell y'all how my locks started looking like this on the side. I love to put my hair up in these high ponytails right on top of my head, and that's why they started thinning out. So I'm gonna use these crochet hooks. They're really tiny. I think they're 0.75, and I'm gonna try and put these back into the new growth hair. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, guys, this is my first time using a crochet needle on my locks, and I really had no idea what I was doing. I watched like 1 or 2 videos before attempting this, and I am not a professional, so please do your own research before trying to crochet your locks and fix them. I literally had to do this quite a few times before I got it right. So as you can see, I'm trying to stuff the lock into the new growth to see how that works out, and I'm gonna try my first attempt. Again, I really had no idea what I was doing, as you can see, and I was terrified. I did not want to ruin my locks even more than they already were looking, and this was scary because these were huge patches of hair on the sides of my head, guys, and I didn't want to lose these locks. My hair is like super thin, so it took a lot of hair just to make one decent sized lock. So as you can see here, I'm trying to loop it into the new growth again and crochet it somehow into the lock. I use this sort of push and pull method. I tried twisting, pushing, pulling, just to see how that would work out. I thought I was doing a good job. It looked like I was getting somewhere, as you can see, but we will later find out that that was not working out. So here I'm just trying to twist it to see if that'll work a little bit better. As you can see, there's a little loop right there, so I'm gonna try to push that into the lock. Again with the push and pull method. And fail. Yes, fail. I was very frustrated at this point, but I was not giving up because look at this. I had to save my lock. Here I'm just trying to find ways to get it in there. I was really trying anything at this point. I know I'm making these facial expressions as if it hurts, but it doesn't, guys. I was just really focused. Here, I thought I put a knot in my lock, which would have not been good at all. So here I'm just twisting, and again, it did not work. So at this point, I'm really frustrated, I'm scared, and I just want to fix my lock at this point. I will say I definitely should have watched a little bit more videos before attempting this, but you know, trial and error. So this time I started from the new growth to see if I could pull it into that skinny little piece of hair. And to be honest, it was kind of hard to put the needle through my lock, the mature lock. Here I thought I was actually getting something done, but nope. So here I decided to twist at the roots first and see how that went. Starting from the roots again, but since we twisted it, there's a little bit more stability or more of a foundation. Now I'm twisting and pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing, pulling, pushing, and twisting. Here I finally thought I was getting something done. And I was. It was actually starting to work. So that twisting, pulling, and pushing method actually started to make it a little more put together, as you can see. Now I had this small little thin piece of hair, and I used the method again. This time using different angles to push and pull from, up and down, left and right. I pulled from the bottom up, I pulled from the top down. I hope that makes sense. And this is what we got. As you can see, there's still a thin piece of hair. So I pulled the new growth into the lock. Pulled through that loop, and I just kept pulling through until it was pretty stable. Here it looked like I was getting somewhere, so I decided to start twisting. There was still a thin piece right there in the middle, so I decided to crochet the nipple into the lock as tightly as I could to close that gap. I was starting to feel a little more confident at this point, so I continued to crochet, push and pull, push and pull. Some parts were harder to pull through, but I think that's just because the lock was so thick. And now look at that! At this point, I was starting to get a little more happier, and I just continue with the method. Push, pull, twist, push, pull, twist. Not as thin as it was. Doesn't look like it's gonna fall off. Here I thought the lock looked a lot better than it did when I started, so I decided to just twist the root and see how that came out. It was still a tiny bit thin right here, so I decided to crochet from the bottom to the top. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope you guys can see what I mean here. I pointed the needle downward, used hair from the mature lock, and pulled it with the hair from the new growth. I hope that makes sense. And that basically sealed that gap. At this point, I thought the lock looked pretty good, a lot thicker than it did when I started. So I thought it was okay to grab some gel and just twist it like I normally would if I was giving myself a retwist. My favorite, Tropical Roots. Love this gel, love this locking gel. Looks pretty stable, so I gently pinned it up. And because both of my side locks are thinning, I basically did the same thing on the other side. And I hope you guys can pretty much see exactly what I did. I used the same method. Twist, push, pull, twist, push, pull. And it was a little easier on this side because I basically knew what I was doing now, or basically knew how I wanted to do it, I guess. So because you guys know the method, I will shut up now and just let you watch how I fix this side. I will say this is absolutely harder than it looks. And it takes a lot of trial and error, it takes a lot of practice. But I'm actually really glad that I did this because I was so close to losing my locks. And as you can see, that would have been a lot of hair on both sides of my head to lose. And like I said before, I'm not a professional loctician. I just watched a couple videos. Going back in with the needle to get those last bit of hairs. Now, pretty much done. It looked decent to me, so I didn't want to overdo it. As long as it wasn't hanging on by a thread anymore, I was happy. And now I'm using some more lock gel, just a tad, and I'm gonna twist it up. Twist, twist, twist. Looks good. Very happy at this point. Now I'm gonna pin it up very gently because we don't want the same thing to happen again. And I will be sure not to keep pulling my side locks up into that tiny ass ponytail again. As you can see, I'm very happy. And even though I'm not a professional, I do hope this video helped. Thanks for watching.